Warning! Some viewers may find this podcast repugnant. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Nobody's safe. Soon as we step out the cage, we raising all of the stakes. Make no mistake, either you stay in your place or we putting you on a plate. Look at our face, we put the fear in the dirt. We had to struggle for change, pick up the pace. We put in infinite work, that's why we stay getting paid. Y'all running late, we moving on to the next. You still been stuck in a phase, there's no debate. We draw the line in the sand, we say it straight to your face. They underrate, so we put the team on our back. We took the city to state, what it's gonna take. Another S on our chest, another beat in the grave.
I like that.
Oh, you like that? Oh, you like that?
Absolutely.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, man, this old age is kicking my butt, bro. I could barely I had the microphone down and I didn't realize it. That's why I was like, it sounds quiet in here. What the man? What, dude? Yeah, I'm challenged, all right, bro. I'm challenged. So anyway, yo, what's up, guys?
Oh, I hope everybody's staying blessed out there.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We live in a crazy world, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Man, it's been a crazy 3 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah, it's information overload. Every day something news popping off, something news happening. But, Judge Mershon had no choice but to drop the case against Trump. He's no longer a felon.
So what?
That happened today.
Really?
Yep.
It happened today?
Yep.
Wow.
Sure did.
That's
he's no longer a felon.
hold on.
Fannie Willis. Go ahead.
Hold on, Trigger. Sorry. Give me a second. Breaking news. So say that one more time.
Okay. All right, you know what? Let
What's
me
up?
find the article. Let me find
Yes,
the
sir.
article. Now I can't find it.
Oh, it's all good. So
We will
he's
do
no
a different
longer-
segment on that. We'll do a different segment on that one of these days.
We'll do that. Yeah, man.
That's
All
where I
right,
heard
guys.
that being reported this morning. So, all right, on
Oh,
to
what?
bigger and better.
Yeah, dude, I didn't even know that though. For real?
Yeah,
I didn't get a
swear
freaking.
I heard it being reported this morning on Real America's Voice News.
So he's not a felon anymore. Damn.
He might not be, unless they're considering it or something like that. I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm gonna have to find the information.
Well,
So-
I believe you.
Yeah, we'll do that.
It's fine. You guys still missed anyway. Whatever.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Whatever. But you missed anyway. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna give you guys the audience out there a fair warning, and I should have told you this backstage, Trigger, because I live in Florida and we're under a tropical storm warning. So yeah, we've been I've been matter of fact today it's been intermittent with my power. So yeah, the conspiracy theorists will have fun with that. So yeah,
If we go down, I'm gonna have to ride this gravy train by myself.
Yeah,
that'll be something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, man. No, that just to let you guys know. So anyway, so just because I had technical difficulties doesn't mean that the power went off. So just to let you guys know about that disclaimer.
Exactly.
So,
and
yeah,
I
there you
am
go.
not suicidal.
Yeah, neither am I.
Oh my God, dude.
FYI, guys. So yeah, guys, thank you for showing up today. We're going to be discussing the Agenda Project 2025, and we've been hearing this all across the internet and all over social media, and we're just been. I'm like, dude, I'm like, it piqued my interest last year because I think it somebody like I think it was the chick that did Under the Desk News or Under the Toilet or whatever it is. She was she actually was reporting. She said something about it maybe this year or last year. I don't know, man. Anyway, so and I was like, what Trump this and Trump that and blah blah. He wants to take away your blah rights and blah blah. This one's be keen. I'm like, what? And then I saw another video of this other social media influencer, and he's like, oh, Project 2025. Did you know that's not Trump's doing? That's actually that's a I guess corporate whatever it is. And I thought I had I thought I had the email, but I to the video, but I don't. I don't think I have it because I tried to look for it and I couldn't find it. So
Well, if you look on pages 11 and 12, it has a list of the people who authored Project 2025, and
okay.
they are all NGOs, non-governmental organizations. Every one of them is an NGO. None of it has anything to do with the RNC, Donald Trump, or the MAGA agenda. So that right there, just looking at the people who authored it proves that it has nothing to do with Donald Trump. He didn't write this. He didn't author it. It's not his idea. But we'll break it in. We'll get into it because it's important for people to know about it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because it could rear its ugly head at some point in our lives and cause a lot of problems.
Yeah. And here you go, guys. This is it right here. I mean, you would think that that anybody like, well, I'm sorry, that the left would be mandate for leadership. You would think they would be all for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it goes against everything they want to mandate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want butt play and pedos.
Oh, yeah. Feathered assholes, you know what I mean? Like, take your asshole with this feather. Like, come on, man. Oh,
I'm gonna spit in it,
bro. Oh, okay. What is up with people and eating like booty or something like that? I'm like, what the heck is that, bro?
Oh my god. No,
that's nasty.
I don't want to do that. It happened to me once, and I told her that we have to be in the shower, and it still was. I was like, you got to stop, brush your teeth, go away,
bro. That is crazy. That's nuts. That is nuts. I'm like,
if you had a Snickers in that before, it is, yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny stuff. Yeah. See, guys. Yeah. Yeah. This podcast ain't for everybody.
No. This is rated R. But
yeah.
I watched this video. I can't remember. It may have been on YouTube. It might have been on VH1 or something. I don't know. But they were talking about how gay men are always sick and they always have intestinal issues because of that right there.
What?
Yeah, because that's. I mean, I guess it's just all part of their thing. But
yeah,
I've never had the guts to ask anybody. I don't want to know. It's none of my business. But there was all these gay men that were talking about like, yeah, I've got intestinal issues. I'm always sick, and it's because I do this.
Oh man.
And I'm like, that's all the more reason for people not to do that. Yeah. It's going to make you sick and you might die.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, yeah, moving right along, guys.
Shifting gears.
Yeah,
we're going back to this mandate for leadership.
Yeah, this mandate for leadership, the conservative promise.
I might need a shot after that.
Yeah. Word. Anyway, okay. So we have here blah 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 the acknowledge, contents of it, blah blah blah. We're in the digital book here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna read the acknowledgement real quick, and then after that, we're just gonna start going at it. And this is our Trigger and I commentary on this. This is our own thoughts and opinions. So
Yes, look into it. Look into the stuff for
yeah,
yourself. Do not
yes,
take anything that we say as the gospel. We're just giving our own opinion as to how we interpret it.
facts. Yep.
And we did not write this thing, but it's all
Yeah.
good. All right.
Well, maybe some people will probably think, "Oh, you guys did radio. A bunch of conservatives whipped together, came up with this shit." Like, really? Come on. I thought, but to refute that though, I thought Trump loves the uneducated and the low IQ people, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. Absolutely.
yeah,
But we're the ones that take the time to read something, not just watch TV.
exactly. Yep. So we're in the acknowledgement, guys. So it says this work mandate for leadership 2025, the conservative promise is a collective effort of hundreds of volunteers who have band together in the spirit of advancing positive change for America. Our work is by no means the comprehensive capitulum of conservative policies, nor is our group the exclusive cadre of conservative thinkers, because we're all our individuals. We're not, yeah, so yeah. So the ideas expressed in this volume are not necessarily shared by all. What unites us is the drive to make our country better. First and foremost, we thank the chapter authors and contributors who gave so freely of the time and in service for their country. And then goes on. It says that blah blah blah. The job of transforming the work of dozens of authors and hundreds of contributors. Most of us are okay. Then just it goes line by line for the authors and stuff. Most important, we are grateful to the leadership, supporters, and donors of each of the Project 2025 advisors, members, and organizations, and those of the Heritage Foundation, without whom Project 25 would not be possible. Thank you. And it's Paul Dans and Steve Groves. So all these list of people or organizations here. You go down, down. There's a lot of people, man. A lot of
Those are the
foundations stuff.
those are the NGOs I was telling you about.
Yep.
Every single one of them.
Yep. Well, the 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 media portrays it to be, well, Trump knew about this from the beginning. Trump knew that they were working on this, and basically paraphrasing it, all in a nutshell. Apparently, Trump knew that they were working on this, so Trump is behind this.
Yeah, and Trump was also responsible for January 6th. Trump was also going to get us into World War III.
Yeah.
I don't care what side of the media is on. I don't listen to them, and I don't believe anything they say.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And it's okay. Here we go. It says a note on Project 2025. We want you. The 2025 Presidential Transition Project is the conservative movement unified effort to be ready for the next conservative administration to governor at 12 noon, January 20th, 2025. Welcome to the mission. By opening this book, you are now part of it. Indeed, one set. So if a lefty reads this, so they're part of it now.
Absolutely, 100%. If Kamala Harris has read it, I hope that she realizes that she is part of Project 2025.
Yeah.
And we need to make that absolutely poignant.
Yeah. Exactly. Indeed, one set of eyes reading these passages will be those of 47, the 47th president of the United States. See, that alone should tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter who's the president. Just by reading that sentence right there.
Just as long as it's number 47.
Yeah,
But here's
exactly.
the thing. Here's the thing. Now, this is a nightmare come true. Let's hope it doesn't happen. But let's say Kamala wins.
Mm-hmm.
She's 47.
Yeah.
She's the 47th president.
Yep.
Because Biden's out. He's not going to continue 46.
Mm-hmm.
So Kamala would be number 47. Again, tying this directly to her. Which means that this is not proprietary to the MAGA agenda, of which the RNC recently signed on to. They pledged for the MAGA agenda. This was maybe two or 3 weeks ago, before the convention, and before the attempted assassination on Donald Trump's life.
Mm-hmm.
The RNC signed on to the MAGA agenda.
Yep. So here we go, because and also, guys, we're gonna paint a story, but remember this. It says here, give me a second. In the winter of 1980, the fledgling Heritage Foundation handed that to President-elect Ronald Reagan, their inaugural mandate for leadership. This collective work by conservative thoughts leaders and former government hands, most of whom were not part of the heritage. Most of whom were not part of heritage. So set out policy, prescriptions, agencies, blah 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 blah. So yeah. So they go by 4 pillars here. This volume puts in one place a consensus view of how major federal agencies must be governed, and where disagreements exist, brackets out these differences of the next president to choose a path. Does it say Trump on there? Do you see Trump?
Nope.
I
Not at
don't
all.
see Trump either.
Nowhere.
I mean, through this, what is it? Advisory board? Do you see Trump's name on there either?
You don't see Donald Trump. You don't see the Trump organization. You don't see the MAGA agenda on there anywhere.
Yeah.
You don't even see Agenda 47 on there.
No. Nope. So, according to the media, which my brain is fried, because now I understand why I don't look at news anymore. You know, I love clips. And then I do the research myself.
Yep, exactly.
Because I like literally feel my brain like floating, like oh my gosh, dude.
So this is what I tell people. When you're watching the news, you're going to see just a little bit of it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Equate that to people who throw scripture at you. Okay, a lot of people will take scripture, but they will only take one verse out of a single book. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so say the book of Job, right? They take one little verse out of there where Job said the earth is flat, right? But if you continue reading on through Job, God comes to Job and goes, "Did you make it to the end of the earth? Did you measure this? Who put you in charge of this?"
Mm-hmm.
If you read further, you will find that I'm not attacking flat Earth, even though I'm attacking flat Earth, but you got to read further. You got to look deeper. You got to go before and you got to go after in order to get all the information that is actually there. It's the same with the news. You need to go back and you need to go forward beyond that clip, before the clip, beyond the clip, and you will find so much more information, and it will blow your mind.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now, here's another thing. The left loves to say that once it's put on the internet, it's out there forever, and it's fact, right? Okay,
Right.
so here's Donald Trump putting it out on the internet.
I know nothing
about Project 2025. I have no idea who is behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Anything they do, I wish them luck, but I have nothing to do with them. Sounds pretty black and white. It sounds pretty direct. I got nothing to do with this. Leave me out of it.
But what they're saying, also too, the add-on to that is is that some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. That's what they're that's what
Uh-huh.
they're that's what my opinion. That's what they're because that to some is like a very little vague in my eyes, a vague statement.
Uh-huh.
But then also if you think about it, he's what denied being a white supremacist like 10,000 times. He like you know what I'm saying? Like maybe I'm
Uh-huh.
saying it wrong. He has
He's
you know
disavowed
just
him.
denounced. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Disavowed him,
he's
but they still
disavowed.
but the news still paints it as oh no he's a white supremacist blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that's because a lot of people haven't
mhm,
have not paid attention. They're not listening, but a lot of
right.
people are listening. They've looked back and they've seen their oh my god, I've been lied to by my friends, by my family, by the TV.
Mhm,
What am I to believe? So they went and they watched videos of Donald Trump disavowing him. They've watched videos where they got more context of what Donald Trump was saying when he said there was good people on both sides.
right.
Um, they had to look deeper and they did their homework. They did their research. Um,
Mhm,
and it was they learned and now those people who were completely against Trump because everybody told them to do it and they blindly followed along are now going to vote for Trump. And that is the most dangerous thing in the media and the leftist propaganda machine cannot let that go. They're going to keep driving that into the ground. So
mhm,
we're going to continue until even if Donald Trump wins re-election in November, we're still going to hear about it throughout his entire presidency. And if he passes a law and Congress passes a law, goes through the Senate, goes to Donald Trump's desk, he signs it into law, they're going to find somewhere in this 900-page document and they're going to go,
mhm,
look, we told you he was part of Project 2025, but it's only going to be one sentence or a half of a sentence. It's not even going to be the whole thing. And at that
mhm,
point, it'll be our job to jump onto that page and go, this is actually what it says. And this is the law that was passed by Congress, the Senate, and the president. So that's invalid. But because the media has such a stranglehold on the people,
mhm.
that's going to be driven into the ground. And at that point, what do? Other than go, all right, well, let's just see what happens. Um,
Yeah, yep. Well, also too, it's like and guys, the article is Axios, so just to let you know, I'm using we're using a left leaning Axios, you know. So article, so
mhm.
it says here, Trump disavowal comes 2 days after the Heritage Foundation president Kevin Roberts drew outrage from Democrats and his comments about a second American Revolution on the radio show. And this is what he stated here. We are in the process of a second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be. Roberts said, declaring that the radical left was unapologetic because our side is winning. Now, looking into it, some people, well, what my opinion is on that. I think this this statement is somewhat true because who
Mhm.
gets all rowdy all the time? Who goes
Mhm.
out and you know what I'm saying? Who riots, loots, and steals, and in the name of whatever they
Mhm.
whatever BLM, summer of love.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I mean,
Mostly
I mean
peaceful
that's
protest
yeah,
with a
exactly. I
fire.
mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's peaceful, right? It's peaceful. Pay no mind to that building, but hey, yeah, they're peacefully
Yeah.
protesting. Gosh, dang it. Gosh. This dude, I have a headache with this word salad crap, man. I really do.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll help. Or
What?
water.
Oh, you got some Tylenol or Midol? Is that my
Might all.
Midol? Or take me away, or it's like, what the fuck?
It's acetaminophen.
Oh,
Acetaminophen.
it is.
About
Oh,
100
nice.
milligrams. But this will cure
Yeah.
your ails.
But I
Probably
mean,
shouldn't do that.
I mean, but also people as some we're saying too. This is like a well, you basically like a taunt. You know, the
Hmm.
right side's winning. We're winning, guys. But only if the left allows it. They're drawing. They if they we're blah blah. They're drawing. They're trying. I'm like, no, it's not that.
Yeah.
I really I don't see it that way. I see it as he is right though. I mean, we're in the
Hmm.
second American Revolution in my eyes. I agree
It
with that
is.
statement.
It- and what that is, even during the first American Revolution, there was a lot of people who were absolutely terrified of the king and the king's army. And so they
Mhm,
did not want to stand up. But then they started seeing their neighbors and their colleagues and their family and their friends standing up against King George. And eventually it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew until it boiled over one day, and then there was the shot heard around the world.
mhm,
So it's kind of happening right now. A lot of people are terrified to stand against the king. They see people like us who have no problem standing against the king, and that's
mhm.
what we're doing. And we don't fear them. I definitely don't fear them. Could they come
No.
into my house and kill me anytime? Probably, but
Yep.
I'm taking a few of them with me. But
Yeah.
a lot of people are starting to see this, and a lot of people who have voted Democrat in the past, or a lot of people who were never Trump or Republicans, as they like to call them, have woken up and they have seen that there really is a revolution, and so now it's time to stand up, and we're gonna try and keep it bloodless.
Mhm,
Now, a lot of people have said, what would have happened if Donald Trump never turned his head that half a degree and the bullet
mhm.
missed him by that much? It's hard to say. I would like to think that we continue doing what we were doing now. We made the noise. We told them, don't screw around. This is not what you want to do. We hit our targets. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we got to keep it bloodless, a bloodless revolution. So I agree with it 100%.
Yeah.
But they've got to stop. They already made the second shot around the world. Um, but that's something to keep your eyes open about until November and beyond that, because that definitely could happen again.
Yeah. So I went to yeah, right on. So I went into the
What the hell?
guys. It's the audience out there. They are. It's basically a conservative think tank, and they've said it millions of times. Go check it out. Even on the clips on YouTube, they say that they're a conservative think tank group. So
Mm-hmm.
by Trump admitting that he doesn't know nothing of it, he disavowed him. Is it easily to say, Trigger, um, that you think he knows all these people?
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. And he probably knew these people far before he was even a candidate for president in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because he was just a very influential businessman. And so a lot of politicians would come to him, especially in the tri-state area, like, hey, you know what? We would really love your support to get behind us on this. Um, and so for anybody to say that Donald Trump never got a kickback from the government as a businessman, as a realtor in New York is kind of ludicrous. Um, we know he did. He didn't break any laws that anybody else hasn't done. He wanted to build buildings. And it's the same when, people told, when the media and other people, the talk show hosts say that Donald Trump was involved with the mafia. It
Mm-hmm.
was true. Donald Trump had to be involved with the mafia because back in the 80s, the 70s and the 80s, the mafia owned New York. They had all the businesses, they had sanitation, they had the police, they had all of the elected politicians throughout the city of New York. They had the police. The mafia had the unions. They owned New York. So, in order for anybody to build in the city of New York, Donald Trump had to go through the mafia. It's a fact. You can look it up, and there are many ex-mafia captains and other associates, enforcers that will tell you, yeah, Donald Trump had no choice but to go through us. So they did. So, yeah, I don't believe that it is unheard of for Donald Trump to know any of these people. But these are all NGOs. And if they're not NGOs, they're think tanks. If they're not think tanks, they are something that has nothing to do with the MAGA agenda. Don't worry about it. And I think the storm has finally passed over Josh, and we got him back.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, blood of a 2-year-old. Anyway, so moving right along. Yeah, moving right along, folks. So, ladies and gents, yeah, man, what Trigger said. Yeah, what Trigger said. Here you go.
He's in the eye, ladies and gentlemen, so we got to read quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, I don't know if anybody heard about this. Here, and want to share this. Oh, you don't do this to me. Okay, anyway, yeah, here we go. So, here we go. Project 2025, as we've been saying for more than 2 years now, Project 2025 does not speak for any candidate or campaign. We are a coalition of more than 110 conservatives groups advocating policy and personal recommendation for the next conservative president.
So they self-admitted that Donald Trump has nothing to do. Now, this is X, correct? Yeah, this is over on X. So,
hello?
Okay. No, I was just, I wanted to read it real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
There you go. Here you go.
No, I'm just looking. You're good. You're good.
Okay. But it says, but it's up ultimately up to the president who we believe will be President Trump, who they believe, to decide which recommendation to implement. So that's just in case he does make office.
Okay. But now let's go back to the law. Let's be factual about this, okay?
Okay. Go ahead.
The president can't go to a coalition of conservative think tankers or whatever they call themselves and say, okay, I want you to implement this policy, and this policy. It doesn't work that way. It's going to have to go before Congress. It's going to have to be ratified. The bill is going to have to be ratified. And then it's going to have to be voted on. Once it's voted on, then it gets sent to the Senate. And then the Senate will vote on it. And if it passes the Senate, then it goes to the president's office. So they can't just come out and say that it will be ultimately up to the president to decide which to decide which recommendations to implement. It doesn't work that way. You can't do that. So Project 2025, whoever the spokesperson is, they're kind of digging themselves into that person. Man or woman is digging that project and throwing it into a grave. It's what they're doing, essentially.
Yeah.
So at this point, there's a lot of radical stuff in there.
Yeah.
Because of the things that they're doing and they're saying, they're putting it on the internet, and everybody on the left says once it's on the internet, it's true.
Yeah.
Closed.
So
we're done with it. Wad it up, use it as a fire starter.
Exactly. It's and you see that here. And it says Project 2025. This is the myths versus facts about Project 2025. Because what brought this up, Mark Hamill. There you go, Hamill.
Hamill.
Luke Skywalker. Damn it.
Just call him Luke.
Yeah, exactly.
That orphan kid out there looking for his daddy.
Yeah, which I think Darth Vader just sliced off the other hand, but this is my opinion. I mean, whatever.
Reminds me of a friend of mine because I know Darth Vader's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was friends with him for a long time.
Oh,
Literally.
Wow.
But okay, so there's a lot of people who probably don't understand that reference. Darth Vader was actually voiced by an actor by the name of James Earl Jones.
Yes.
He has a little
Facts.
brother by the name of Matthew. Matthew and I've been friends for a long time, ever since he was on the camera crew for one of the Fast and Furious movies that was shot up in Pikes Peak here, and he was staying down here in Colorado Springs. And at the time, that's when I was working on being an actor, and him and I kind of clicked a little bit, not even knowing that I was trying to be an actor and he was a producer. So, we just happened to click, and then one day he was like, "Oh yeah, here's a picture of me and my brother." I was like, "Why does your brother look like James Earl Jones?" He goes, "My brother's James Earl Jones." I was like, "Man, I'm fucking retarded."
Oh wow, did he have the same voice or was it?
No, his
Okay.
voice is not nearly as deep.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but he's cool dude, cool dude.
Oh, that's what's up.
And I was dating this girl. It was right after I got divorced, and I was dating this girl, and I'd only been seeing her for like a couple weeks. And I was talking to him. I was like, "Yeah, she said this and this and this," and he goes, "You better put an end to that right now." It's like, "Oh god dang." He was right. I should have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I got way off. Let's jump
No,
into the personal life of the trigger.
no, no, no. It's all good. I didn't even know you were an aspiring actor, man. Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, you
I've
should have got
been
put in one of
in
the
a
Fast
bunch of
Furious movies, bro.
commercials. Yeah, I
What?
tried. I tried. Dude, I've been
What?
on multiple commercials, nationwide commercials,
Okay.
for T-Mobile, Toyota, Verizon, Subway, and then I did a couple of like the made for TV type of like infomercial movies for the DOJ.
Get
And
out of
I got,
here,
swear to God, not even kidding. And I went on a
bruh.
casting call for Blade Trinity. And you know what those fuckers told me?
What?
That I was not ethnic enough to be in their movie. They basically told me, "You're too white, leave."
Excuse you?
Yep.
Are you?
Kid you not. I kid you not. And I didn't really even think about it until like maybe 2 years ago. I was like, wow, they told me I was too white. Like, I'm too white? Okay, cool. I think it's because at the time I might have been bigger than both Blade and Triple H. Wesley Snipes and Triple H, the two big actors that were in that movie.
Right.
But that, that's just my silly opinion. And then, of course, I got submitted for Independence Day Resurgence, and they had already filled in the 8 top roles. And in order
Okay.
to fill any other role, you had to be a resident of New Mexico because that was the deal they signed with the state of New Mexico to film there. And because I was not a resident of New Mexico, I didn't get a part in the movie. But 5 minutes after I was submitted, they had me on the phone. They were like, "We gotta have you." I was like, "Okay, where are we filming at?" And they were like, "In New Mexico." I was like, "Fuck, I can be there in 5 hours." And he goes, "You don't live in New Mexico?" I was like, "No." He's like, "We need residents of New Mexico." I was like, "What? Come on, dude." I was like, "You can probe me. I don't care. I won't be mad." But I've got family in New Mexico. My mom was born in New Mexico, so I could have used one of their addresses, but you don't think
Right.
about that when you're in the moment, especially when
Uh-huh.
you're trying to be honest with these people. But then you turn around and you start thinking about all the things that Hollywood does, and you're like, wow, because
Yeah.
I got submitted for a daytime television show. I was going to be on a soap opera, and the casting director had called me up, and we talked for like 3 hours on the phone. And I hate talking on the phone. After 20 minutes, I'm like, I got to find a way to get off this phone call. But I was on the
Uh,
phone with this guy for like 3 hours, and we're talking about all the different things. And he was like, "Okay, well, I'll let you know." It's like, "All right, cool." 3 days later, he calls me up. He goes, "They want you." I was like, "Heck yeah!" He goes, "I'll call you tomorrow. We'll go over the details." I was like, "Cool." I don't hear from him the next day. I don't hear from him for a week. I'm like, what's going on? He calls me up finally. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Just hanging out at home." He goes, "No, no, no, no. What the hell are you doing?" The perverts that I was going through talked me into doing this photo shoot where I was completely nude with nothing but a cowboy hat covering my junk.
oh
And he got
shit.
these pictures. I'm like, "How'd you get these pictures?" He goes, "They sent them to me." I'm like, "Dude." And so that kind of ruined that. But
Uh,
he was like, "You can't be doing stuff like that. Do you want to be taken serious as an actor, or do you want to do porn?" I'm like, "No, I want to be taken serious as an actor." And he was like, "You can't be doing stuff like that then, because these perverts are actually probably playing with these photos." I'm like, "Bro, that's
oh,
sick."
it
I'll
is.
never forget him. Guy by the name of Matt Kane. Real cool dude. Kind of filled me in on a lot of stuff, But I was young, dumb,
Mm,
and impressionable, and it's like, "Oh, okay." But growing up, your brain matures, and then you start remembering conversations like that, and you're like, "Oh, damn." But the only
yeah.
reason that I didn't make that show was not because of those photos. They were mad at me about that, but it wasn't because of those photos. The reason that I did not get on that show, it lost funding. So
Oh,
that show got canceled. Uh,
wow.
it's all good though. I'm not mad about
Yeah.
it.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, the wild adventures of the walking trigger warning.
You
Maybe I
go,
should have just
dude.
been
You
a porn
go.
star.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Ah,
No,
uh,
it's crazy in all the things that I've done in my life. Playing football and working on being an
mhm.
actor. Met people from the NFL. One dude, we were in LA, and he played for the Chargers at one time and the Bills. He calls me up and he was like, "Meet me downtown LA for lunch." Like, all right, cool. So we go to this fancy burger restaurant. It was a good burger, and but I know the guy was worth like $8 million because he had his sign-on bonus was like 40 million, and of course he had a lot of fines, and of course he was real dumb with his money too, but he's gotten better as he's grown older. And then, but after hanging out with him, it was like, okay, that was kind of a weird interaction, but whatever. I didn't think anything of it. And then as the years go by, I start seeing all these articles about him, like slipping girls coke and raping them and this and that. I'm like,
Oh.
oh wow, But sitting there with a millionaire, I didn't even look at the bill. I was like, "You're paying for this."
Uh, Damn. Yeah. Wow, man.
Cool, dude. Just don't give me any coke or try to rape me, and we'll be cool.
Yeah. So
It's terrible. It's terrible.
yeah. So Mark Hamill, or what? Yeah, Luke Skywalker. Yeah, with fear for our democracy, I dissent. And then he put Project 25 in no fault divorce, complete ban on abortions without exceptions, ban contraceptive, additional tax breaks for corporation and 1%. Like all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Deregulate big business and the oil industry,
Mm-hmm.
promote and expedite capital punishment. I don't think. Well, you know what? That this part, hmm, why not? Because when it, I mean, wouldn't that be sending a signal out there for all these criminals that are doing these egregious stuff
Which
to
one?
not do it anymore? Um, Promote and expedite capital punishment.
Yeah. If you rape somebody, we're going to cut everything off of you,
Yep.
and we're going to do it in a quick fashion.
Yep.
We're going to ask you, do you want your right to a speedy trial? And when you say yes, we're going to go, okay, witness, what happened? He raped me. You're guilty. Cut it off. Done. Speedy
Mhm.
trial. So I'm cool with
Yeah.
that. Here's another thing. Mark Hamill doesn't understand the first thing about this country. Deregulate big business and the oil industry. Okay, well, if we do that, we'll become energy independent. Businesses
Yep.
will hire more people. Um,
Yep.
they'll be able to manufacture things here in America because there'll be less regulations. It won't cost them as much money, and
Right.
we can be competitive with other countries. So that's kind of a win. Um,
Yep.
Doing away with the federal agencies like the FDA, the EPA, the NOAA. Okay, let's do it.
Yep.
Why do each one of them gets millions of dollars every year? So why not cut that out? Cut down the
Mhm.
deficit, cut down the national debt, and we start to look better. Okay, cool. I'm good with that. I can agree with that. Um, Scroll down. I want to read the last line about packing the Supreme Court. Continue to pack the Supreme Court. No, that is a Democrat thing. Joe
Thank
Biden
you.
Monday recently came out and said that he wants to pack the Supreme Court, an overhaul, if you will, and give them term limits of 18 years. Mark, you're a liar.
Well, it's what it says here too, and it's like Project 2025 presidential transition, right? It's what is being depicted off of all this, and my deal is that, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see Trump saying what he said. If Trump saw this and said, you know what, some of this stuff is just abysmal and I disavow it,
Mm-hmm.
continue to pack the Supreme Court, and on top of that, and lower
Yeah.
courts with right wing judges, like Trump knows
Yeah.
that this is like, come on, guys, really?
This is ridiculous. But and
It is.
also, if you read upwards to where it says
Uh-huh.
defunding the FBI and Homeland Security. Let's see here. What agency is part of Homeland Security? Wouldn't that be the Immigration Customs Enforcement, known as ICE?
Mm-hmm.
That very department that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wants to dismantle, and she has openly said it. We need to dismantle ICE and start over new.
Yep.
It sounds to me like this is all leftist propaganda, and even if like he basically broke it down from the inside, or somebody else created this.
Yes, it
I don't
probably
think
did.
Mark Hamill
Somebody
is
else created.
smart enough
No,
to
it's
put something like this together.
no.
But
Exactly.
you know, I read a lot of it. My eyes crossed, and
Right.
I wanted to throw my phone in the toilet, but I didn't come across any of that. It might be in there. I don't know. I can't prove it or disprove it. But teach Christian religious beliefs in public schools. Why would we do that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to do that because those of us on the right want teachers to teach our children history and math and science, teach them how to read and teach them how to write and do their job as a teacher. We, as the parents, are the ones who want to take care of the religious beliefs and the
Right.
rights and the wrongs. And, no, it's not okay for you to lop off your ding dong and act like you're a woman because you were born a boy. Just because you feel like a girl doesn't mean that you are a girl. I'm sorry,
Right.
Timmy, it doesn't work that way.
Yep.
Ban books. Why would we ban books about slavery?
Yep.
Because we're the ones that want to talk about what we did in the past. We don't
Yes.
want to bring that up. And if, as I recall correctly, the Republicans, which was known as the Union, are the ones that freed the slaves. We fought to free the slaves. And we told the slaves, if you give us 1 year of service, you are free. You will be a free man. You will be a free American. And a lot of them stepped up and went, let's do this. And that's how we got the Buffalo Soldiers.
Yeah. Raise the retirement age.
That was a Nikki
I
Haley
mean,
thing.
yeah,
That was a Nikki
exactly.
Haley thing.
Yeah. I mean, like,
So-
I mean, go ahead. Sorry, man.
It's too easy to pick apart stuff like this. It really is.
Yeah, and this is what's depicted from the Project 2025 here, guys, audience. Okay, it says, here, give me, I had it right here. Ending climate protection.
From the president who said he wanted crystal clean water.
Yes.
We're gonna end climate protection with the president who said he wants crystal clean water. Or is that him saying that we don't want to be a part of the Paris Accord anymore because we put in all of this money, billions of dollars a year, and they don't pay anything into it?
Yes.
Wait a minute. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure I remember somebody was talking. Oh, that was President Trump that was talking about that.
Yeah.
I remember that. And he pulled us out of the Paris Accord
Yep.
because he needed to save this country money, and he was doing that.
Yeah. He was cutting out the fat, guys, cutting down the fat.
It was. Exactly.
Basically. Yeah, it's
I don't,
and
I
you
don't,
know,
I don't.
go ahead, Trick.
No, it's so frustrating to see stuff like this because they're
It
talking
is.
about all the things they want to do.
Yeah. Ban Muslims from entering the country?
Oh, yeah, but
We're
if you go back and you look at the Muslim ban, as they love to call it, it was
yeah.
actually a travel ban. You could not come to this country if you flew out of a certain country that housed terrorists that wanted to attack this country, such as Iran or Yemen or
Mhm.
Hamas. These are the countries. He told him, like, no, if you are originating, if your birthplace is from here, you're flying from Yemen, and you go over to England, and then you transfer from England and you come to America. We don't want you here. You're not going to be allowed to come. It's going to pop up within the computer system, and you're not going to be allowed to travel. You will be stopped at the gate. You will be told to go home. Simple
Yeah,
as that. And yeah, and if somebody wants to do harm to this country, they're going to find a way to do it.
correct.
Okay,
Exactly.
so maybe they're going to drive from Yemen. They're going to go over to Israel. Okay, so
Mhm.
they fly from Israel into somewhere in Europe. Okay, and then they fly from Europe into America. It's going to be hard to pick that up. Okay, especially and they can get fake IDs. From
Yeah.
somewhere like in Israel, um, and so that there's a catch-22 there, I guess you could say, and it's going to be a little bit tough to prove. But yeah, I don't
See,
want terrorists flying into the country.
no, 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 exactly. And oh, I apologize that I think I said this in the beginning, but then I lost track. So so I lost my train of thought. It says so these are the myths versus the facts. So this is Project 20 for you audience out there. I don't know if you got it caught on, got this is I lost my train of thought, but it says divorce. It says false. Divorce is not mentioned in our policy handbook mandate for leadership. But Hamlin, from now that I'm making sense of this, and I apologize. This is what he posted, and without no explanation to it. You know what I mean? So that right there is
Uh-huh.
misleading within itself. Project 2025 said, you know what? I retort that. This is what I really. This is what these are the myths, but these are here are the facts for your entertainment, basically. So it says in civil rights and DEI protections in government, mostly false. Mandate for leadership calls for respecting the civil rights of all Americans, including those who have been censored by the government or had it weaponized against them. Mandate advocates for the end of divisive, race based, anti American propaganda in the federal workforce.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the DEI program they're wanting to
Yep.
end, eradicate.
Yep.
So okay, I can agree with that.
Yep. Yep. And, and free and discounted school lunch, false. Mandate for Leadership advocates that the Food and Nutrition Service be moved from the Department of Agriculture to the Department of Health and Human Services, which I actually I agree with that. I would I mean
I can get
mandate
behind
can
that, but
yeah
not on a
go ahead.
federal level. Keep it at a state
Correct.
level. If you
True.
if you keep that out of the federal government's hands and you put it in the
Mm,
state government's hands, then I'm okay with that. Because let the states do what they're going to do. Everybody is going to vote on taxes. They're going to do what they need uh, to make things right. But
yeah.
you can also get a lot of laws, saying that we're going to do this and it's going to benefit the schools. Like here in Colorado, we
Hmm.
said, okay, we're going to legalize marijuana for medicinal purposes.
All right.
There are some places throughout the state that is recreationally legal.
Hmm.
Um, but they passed a law. All the taxes from the sales from marijuana were supposed to go to streets and schools. Okay, but every election year, we're constantly hearing from the schools and from the Colorado Department of Transportation that they need more money. They don't have enough money to fix the roads and to fund the schools. So where's all that money going? Um, and of course, then you start breaking down. Well, there's a gas tax. It's like 1% or 1 cent of every gallon of gas sold in the state of Colorado is supposed to go to road repair. Where's that money going? So then you start that domino effect with something like that. So either way, it's going to be dangerous. But I'm okay with doing that as long as it goes to the Department of Health and Human Services at the state level, not the federal level. Keep the federal government out of the states. That's what the 10th Amendment was written for.
Thank you. Bam.
Sorry, continue.
Boom. No, you're good, bro. Because I mean, look at Michelle Obama. They, my kids were going to school. When my kids were smaller, and and Michelle Obama was, the Obamas were in administration. Dude, their lunches, my kids were like, "Hey, Daddy, can you buy me lunch? Because that lunch is nasty."
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did on my days off. I, go have lunch with them, bring them what Chick-fil-A or whatever they want, and because they want to eat that shit.
Yep. My ex-wife would get up in the morning and she would pack the kids' lunch, or if she did it the night before, but she would pack them a full lunch. That way it was good to them. It was something they liked, but it was also nutritional. And that's just the way. That's the way we got down, and she still does that. She still carries that on, so I give my ex-wife all the credit in the world for doing that, so not something you hear a lot of from the ex-husband,
Yeah, man, no doubt. And it says, and it says here, it's like, and then we'll just, guys, go check it out yourself. Go to Project 2025. And read this, because we're spending too much time on this part. So we're going to get to the Agenda 47 in 1 minute, but I'm going to finish reading this real quick. And it says, the mandate condemns the Biden administration decision to threaten schools that do not comply with racial transgender policies by taking away their funding for school meals for needy students. Additionally, mandate supports prioritizing school meals programs for those students who are truly needy, not creating an entitlement for almost all students, regardless of family income levels, which I do agree with that, because remember, we were way ahead of the curve, Trigger. You and I, when we did that Title IX episode.
Yeah.
We were ahead of the curve,
Absolutely.
bro. When I was like, then I heard about this Title IX. I'm like, Trigger and I just did a show about that.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time you were the guest, and I was like, and I was like, holy crap, dude! I didn't realize how far we were in. We jumped ahead of it. To be honest,
100%. And
wow.
the people who have written Project 2025 probably, they all have social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Getter, any of the socials. They've all got it. They're all part of it. They're seeing what the people are talking about, and you can't deny it. There are some radical people on social media. I try to disassociate myself with all of those people because I'm not a radical. But I also never thought that I would be an anarchist, and here I am hating my own government. And I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. They're both wings of the same shit bird, and I want them all gone. I want to replace them. I want to have term limits. But the term limits start with our primaries, and that's what I try to tell people. We have primaries for a reason. Our founding fathers knew this was going to happen, but nobody pays attention to primaries. And so I'm going to continue pushing that.
Thank you. Yeah. And it says end civil rights and DEI protections in government, and this is mostly false. Mandate for leadership, because this is the things that I've heard when I was doing research on YouTube and elsewhere, that Black Americans were saying, "Hey, they're gonna get rid of the civil rights, blah blah blah." No, it's right here, you idiot. You left this mofos. It says right here. It says for respecting the civil rights of all Americans. All Americans. Like, dude, don't you
Highlight all Americans.
I'll fuck. Let's do this because you know what? I get tired of this race baiting shit. I really do. And excuse my language, bro, but I'm just gonna say it for what it is. I get tired of this race baiting shit. I really do.
Yep.
Because this is the shit that really it sets everybody back. Like everybody thinks that only black people were freaking slaves. No, get the frick out of here. No, there was Irish. There was all this. You go back in Bible times, Jews, blah blah. You know, it was, dude. I just get. No, this is me. I get so irritated with this crap. And so anyway,
let me give you an example of modern day slavery. I'll give you an example of modern day slavery. Indian reservations. And that is one half of my culture. That is one half of my culture. Navajo. I might have a little bit of Ute in me. Okay. I am half Navajo, might have a little bit of Ute. I don't know. I haven't done my family tree. I don't want to give anybody my DNA. That's a different story for another day. But
yeah.
You don't
go ahead.
You don't hear a lot of us that no, you're good. You don't hear a lot of us on that, you know, half of my culture of Native Americans are not bitching and complaining. That is modern day slavery. I try to wake up a lot of my family members on Facebook to it. Like, look, this is modern day slavery. You can get off of that plantation, also known as a reservation.
Right.
They're given a little bit of money to survive. They're given housing, but the houses are run down. They're old trailers. Some people actually, they'll get off the reservation. They'll go work somewhere else. I work with a lady she's part of Navajo Nation. She lives on the reservation, the Navajo reservation, down in New Mexico. She drives up here to Colorado, in Durango, Colorado, and she works. She makes really good money. And then she goes back home where things are affordable, right? But it's still modern day slavery because Native Americans were put onto reservations. Now, of course, a lot of them have gone, I can't leave the reservation. You know, the white man out there will kill me. But then they get off the reservation and they go, okay, it's not that bad out here. It's not what I thought it was going to be. That is an example of modern day slavery. A lot of people talk about how we have to pay all this money to the government. That's modern day slavery. Okay, yeah, sure. But that is not a direct example of modern day slavery. The direct example of modern day slavery is an Indian reservation here in America. So when people talk about that, I just go, you know what? I'm half Native American, and most of them end up shutting up. And then, you know, I've got friends that I played with football, or I played football with, and you know, they're from the South, you know, where it's like, you know, they tell me like, these are your people down here. I'm like, are you trying to get me killed? Like, no. Like, I'm a little pigmentally challenged, bro. What are you doing? Like, these are your people. Trust me. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you. I'm like, okay, you're coming with me. He's like, nope. Like, you're gonna get me killed. But I've met a lot of people from the South who all tell me like, you need to come down here. This is where you belong. Like, oh, we'll see what happens. But you know, the racism is not as prevalent as the media and politicians would have you believe, but it is there. It does exist. I don't deny that it exists.
Correct.
And it absolutely drives me insane when I hear anybody use a racial term. I don't care who it is. I don't care what color they are. It drives me insane. But so I'm right there with you. You know, why are we using when can we put a stop to the race baiting and the race hustling? Can we
exactly? Yeah,
that'd be
let's
great.
Stop this. Yeah, I mean,
if
also
we put a stop to that, that ends all of our problems in one day. It literally will.
Yeah, and this is what also too off this project. It's the dude. We are a diverse freaking country, man. It's like you know, come on, like fucking move on, bro. It's like get the heck out of here.
Exactly.
Dude, man, we all got families, you know, we're just trying to make it, you know what I mean? It's all should boil down to anyway, you know what I mean? Like raise your family. Like every time I mean, I know you've seen Braveheart, right? To where, you know, William Wallace is like, all I want to do is raise a family and, you know, and then basically see him grow. He made that quote. The freaking hairs on my head, on my the stubbles on my head and the hair on my arms, we raised. I'm like, that's what I want to do, bro. Let me be in peace. You know, shit.
Exactly. I don't want to fight
Gosh.
this war that somebody else created every single day.
Yeah.
I want to
It's
live
and
my
then
life in peace, and I want to be friends with everybody I come across.
yeah, try to be at least. I mean, my opinion, but you know, that's just me. But whatever, dude. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I went off on a tangent, but yeah, this is basically it's they say it's mostly false. Calls for respecting the civil rights of all Americans, including those who have been censored by the government or had it weaponized against them. Mandate advocates for the end of the divisive race-based anti-American propaganda in the federal workforce. Uh, anyway, moving right along. Okay,
I did not
what's
realize
up?
my camera was off. I apologize.
Oh, really? I didn't even
I
know.
didn't know it was off.
I'm on the I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side of the. So I'm not paying attention to the screen right now because I'm trying to
I
pull
was
up
just
stuff.
listening to you. I'm just
Oh yeah,
listening to you, and then I'm like, wait,
you're
what's
good,
wrong
bro.
with my picture? It's not there.
At least it didn't go to dark mode right now.
Yeah.
Night mode. I was like, what the heck? Remember that? Yeah, that was funny. Fun times. But yeah, other than that, guys, this is all just, you know, just it's like Trigger saying earlier, it's a thing a thing to it's like we were saying Trigger was saying, it's just what you said, NGOs, a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
NGOs.
Non-government organizations.
Yeah. They're just, they think of policies and, they got to do their thing and run it by the president or Congress or, they like yay or nay kind of thing. It's not something that
Hmm.
Trump is behind. I mean, my opinion, and Trump is not behind that 100%.
No,
He's not.
100%. And
Uh,
both organizations have come out and said, we don't have anything to do with the other.
yes. Yep.
So at that point, stop listening to the media and stop and just read and do your own. I'm going to
Research.
use the yeah. Do your own research. It drives the left nuts to tell them that, but you got to do your own research, and research consists of reading, and reading and reading. You come across something, read deep into it. Don't just stop. Don't just glance over the headline of the article. Actually,
Yep.
read it.
Correct.
Most times, and a lot of people, if you notice, when an article pops up, it'll come up. This is a 3-minute read. It will literally take you 3 minutes to read it. And, some people are slow readers, and
Hmm.
maybe it'll take them 4 minutes. It's okay. It's 4
Hmm.
minutes out of your time. You can do that while you're sitting on the John.
Yep, and making and some people make TikToks while they're taking a shit. I mean, I mean, you're like, oh, okay, well then you can read a damn article. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
agree with you and cross reference
just
that stuff.
yeah, exactly. You can go down a whole rabbit hole, as they like to
Yeah.
say, of actual information that can be substantiated. So
Yep.
you can't worry about stuff like that. You just got to do the work. That's all you got to do.
Yep. And one more and hold on. And one more thing, guys. On ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know if you guys know this, but did you know there's a left think tank? Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, there's
there's a
lots of
left think
those.
tank. I didn't know this because it's like that video I sent you, which I can't find on Messenger because I think they got rid of it. No cap, because I was trying to find because I sent you a YouTube video and
Hmm.
of Kevin Roberts from Project 2025. It was he was on, I think, MS NBC, and they were talking to him about it, and he's like, one of the commentators, they stated to him, if President Biden, if would like basically, would you give Project 2025 to President Biden? And Kevin Roberts, the president right now, has said his statement was yes. So I'm over here on the treadmill, and I'm like, when I sent that to you, and I'm like thinking, I'm like, Okay, now this changed my whole it changed my whole thought process, and I was like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
So I went there, and then I came across Wikipedia, and then Wikipedia told me, and then all of a sudden, bam, I find this, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Center of give me a second. Oh gosh, dang it. Here we go. Screen share. This will never get old. So
No, that's fine.
because I'm like thinking, and then I'm trying to do it. And it's like whatever. Yeah.
That's
So
the beauty of self-produced.
thank you, sir. So guys, it's called the Center of American Progress, CAP.
Oh, so we got to start a process called, or a new movement called No Cap.
Yeah, exactly. No cap. Yeah, no cap. It said the name says oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. It was
I'm
started.
terrible at dad jokes.
No, you're you're good. I thought the same thing too. I'm like cap. I'm like freaking liars. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no cap, man. No cap.
And you know the leftist progression is absolutely regression. That's all it is.
Yes. And it says here, which if you go to their website too, because they have a website, and then I'll go back to reading this to you guys. They have a website, guys. They also have dude. If you go on this, bro, I'm telling you, it's like they want to put people in a bubble. Here's the climate change. Here's their food. Here's this and that. It's like it reminds me of damn. I see a lot of like Idiocracy in a way, and the Jetsons. You know what I'm saying? Where you get your food and you just press a button, and
Mm-hmm.
it looks like a freaking goo, like clump of goo or something. I mean,
we got some green Gatorade and what was else? What was it? Slim Jims.
Gatorade. Yeah.
Gatorade and Slim Jims, I think.
Yeah.
Like, how come the crops won't grow? You need water, dum-dum.
Yeah, exactly. And then which I saw the whole movie because going back to our to that to that episode that we did, Trigger. Going back, I did see the whole movie. I was laughing my butt off. I'm like, Trigger, you're missing I thought of you. I'm like, bro, you're missing a good movie because I remember saying you say that you got halfway through it and then you're like, dude, I'm gone or something like that.
I ended up watching the whole thing, and I'm like this with any movie. I will sit down, I'll start watching a movie, and immediately get bored, and I will find something else to do. It'll play in the background. And I'm like cleaning the house, I'm doing dishes, cooking dinner, or playing with my dog or whatever. But I
hear that, ladies?
It was raining.
You hear that, ladies? You hear that? You hear that?
Cook, clean, play with my dog.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was raining. It was no, you're good. It was raining. It had rained continuously for like I think 3 months straight. It was ridiculous. And so I decided, it was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to watch this whole movie. So I watched the whole thing. And the whole time I'm watching it, I start thinking about all the things that I'm seeing on the internet and on the TV and what I'm seeing in real life. And I'm going, wow, we really are becoming this movie. This is legit. This is kind of scary. Why are they predicting the future on us when we're already here? And that movie was made a long time ago.
Yep, exactly.
I think it was the creators of Beavis and Butthead. I want to say. I think so. I think it was Mike Judge who made that movie.
Wow.
I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it was from the creators of Beavis and Butthead. Which is kind of funny, because Beavis and Butthead, you can hear them every once in a while on like some sort of conservative talk show host or talk radio, and they'll take little lines from Beavis and Butthead, and they'll take a video out of a show, and you hear somebody talking, and then Beavis or Butthead's going, that's kind of stupid, it's I was a fan of Beavis. It's I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, idiocracy. That's something that's definitely coming true. Um, and the Center for American Progress. I can't see if I can get into it. I can't make it any bigger. Yeah, I can't really read it. I don't have control over that. It's all good. But ladies and gentlemen, basically what we're breaking down to is Agenda 2025, or the mandate, Agenda 47. It doesn't matter what it is. Look into it, read it for yourself, study it. If there's something in there you don't understand, mark it, highlight it, and go somewhere else and do some research on that part that you don't understand, and then come back to it and read it. Yes, it's 900 pages long, and they did it on purpose, because after page 20, you're going to forget the first 19 pages. After page 100, you're going to forget the first 99 pages. They do it on purpose to confuse you. And it has nothing to do with what we are going to achieve with President Trump. Stop worrying about that stuff. Stop buying into the hype.
Yeah. Yeah. 10-4. See, and guys, the Center of Progress, American Progress, to the audience out there, it was created in 2003 as the left of center alternative to the right-leaning Heritage Foundation. Since its founding, the organization has exerted significant influence within the American political left, which I believe, that 100% believe that. The organization has grown to be among the largest things in the United States, bringing in over 50 million in annual revenue and employing over 300 staff, according to its website. The organization has enjoyed significant influence with the Obama and Biden administration, and was referred to by Time magazine following Barack Obama's election as Obama's Idea Factory in Washington. During the Biden administration, CAP played a powerful role in staffing and policy making within the organization. The news outlets counting at least 70 former CAP staffers being hired by the Biden administration from 21 to 22. And guys, you could conspiracy theorists out there, if you want to know who the founder is, John Podesta.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yes, sir.
So it's easy. It's even easier for them to launder money or misappropriating campaign funds from the DNC into this Center for American Progress.
Yep.
Regression, more like it. And they'd love to call him a Satanist, and I've seen some of the stuff he does, and I believe it. They've also said that he is Chester Bennington's father, and every Linkin Park song has been about him. I don't know how true that is, but there's a striking resemblance. So that's one that I can probably get behind. But I think it's easier to prove misappropriation of campaign funds from the DNC to the CAP.
Yeah. It says, and check this out, guys. This is the thriller here. It says notable financial supporters of CAP include the Sandler Foundation, the JPB Foundation, the Open Foundation, and Foundation to Promote Open Society. Whatever, promote Open Society. I know whatever. Which is also associated with George Soros. Yeah, yeah.
That's how George gets his money back from the government. He spends all this money to try to overthrow our representative republic, of which is the democracy that we operate under. And so the money goes back into the CAP and then right back to George Soros' pocket.
Yeah.
Follow the money. That's all you got to do.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Where it's and it says here it says here CAP and its affiliated center CAP Action was reportedly conceived in 2002 after Democrats lost the presidency in 2000 to George W. Bush and lost control of both House of Congress in 2002. CAP was founded by John Podesta, former White House staffer, President Bill Clinton, counselor to the president in the Obama White House, and the chair of former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign. Like, yeah. Yep.
More money movement.
Exactly, right? I mean, dude. I mean, dude. I wish I found it because no, I'm sorry, I did find it, and it said that George Soros donated $300,000 to this and to this whatever think tank and damn, I forgot in 2000 or whatever the case is, and you know, he's been donating money, but there also too, what I read about this foundation is there was at times where they didn't provide their because they are a 501c nonprofit organization, and they, you know, from time to time they didn't provide their tax returns, their tax whatever, you know what I'm saying, their the tax deal
their tax
information.
exempt status.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, go check it out, guys, because it's very interesting.
Highly.
It is. I was like, John Podesta, I'm like, yeah, that says it all right there. Go figure.
Yep.
But
and Soros.
Yeah. And Soros. Yeah. And it says it also broke down too that the Republican Party never donated to, and you go on the CAP website here, and they said that basically the Republican Party never donated to them. So they had a graph who donated to them and blah blah blah, and you know, and it was all, they were all Democrats. They were all Democrats, and you know, people from other foundations and stuff like that. That's what the graph was. I was like, oh man, that's crazy, because I was trying to see if any Republicans donated to them. I mean, you know, but no, they didn't. So yeah, man, I just wanted to thank the media for letting me know, because I never knew this organization right here existed. This I never knew.
They're giving it away.
Yeah.
Much like fact checking Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah, let's do that instead, guys. Here we go. CNN. Fact check Harris falsely claims Project 2025 blueprint calls for cutting Social Security. And this is from CNN. And let's go down here. It says, first fact, one of Harris' claims about Project 2025 is false, while another is at least misleading. The Project 2025 document does not show that Trump intends to cut Social Security, which we'll get into that, guys, a little bit later. The document barely discusses Social Security at all, and does not propose cuts to the program. In addition, contrary to Harris' suggestions, Progress 2025 does not call to end the Affordable Care Act or eliminate its protections from people with pre-existing conditions. The document does criticize the Affordable Care Act. Yes, it does, especially the law's expansion of Medicaid, but makes clear it is advocating changes to the law rather than terminating the law entirely. A Harris camp, and this is the kicker here. A staffer of Kamala Harris administration, spokesperson, basically say this. A Harris campaign official said the campaign has made a deliberate decision to brand all of Trump's policies as Project 2025. Since
so
they
believe
it
had the MAGA agenda.
Yes.
They're trying to roll the MAGA agenda into Project 2025, of which has nothing to do with Donald Trump.
Yes.
Weird. So weird. But we're the weird ones. We're the weird ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kudos to that staffer, dude.
Staffer.
Exactly.
I toast you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I remembered
Here you
why I
go.
stopped drinking Heineken. Holy crap.
Oh, really?
Man, I don't know why I bought that. Oh, God, it's terrible.
See, I used to
Like,
go ahead. Sorry.
I used to
It,
like
it,
it.
it
And then one day it started tasting like I was drinking the urine of a skunk.
bam, money. Dude, it's weird because because it was reversed with me. I opened it and it smelled like freaking skunk. I was like, what the heck? But then I drank some. I was
Yeah.
like, that was pretty good. I used to call it skunk beer. I was like, what the heck is skunk beer, man? What the
That's, oh,
That's
man.
funny.
I don't know what I was thinking. That's why
Oh,
I
that's
switched to
funny.
local beers because we got breweries all over Colorado, so they're all really good. So I switched to that, and I don't know what I was thinking. I must have been drunk when I bought it. I bought it today, and I'm not drunk.
Whoa.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. It ladies and gentlemen, that's basically that puts the nail in the coffin right here, what that staffer said.
Hmm.
Yep. And it's on CNN article.
Hmm.
No, that you can't deny that you can't. It's a 5-minute read, blah blah blah, but that's it. It
Hmm.
was, Wednesday, July 2024. You see
That was
the
this
crap
week.
exactly. They're pulling the wool. They're trying to keep the wool on you guys' eyes. Wake
And
up, man.
they'll succeed with a lot of people, sadly.
True that.
They've
Yep.
got a stranglehold.
Yep. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy, man. I just like I'm like, and you hear people. You know that one TikTok I did with the lady going like, it's Project 20. Basically, Trump faked his assassination,
Hmm.
failed assassination to distract you from Project 2025. I was like, are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Like, what would Trump have to gain? He's leading the polls, et
Hmm.
cetera, et cetera. We all know the deal. And on the second half, what did the Democrats have to gain? Oh, nice
Yeah.
fart, man. That was a nice fart. Is that a fart? You're like, John. All right, bro. I'm like, all right. Hold on. I'm gonna try to top you on this. Oh, bro. I'm like, what the heck is that, bro?
Look,
Bruh.
you're gonna have to cut that out and send it to me.
Oh yeah, I will. I was like, what the heck? That's some funny stuff, bro.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude, we don't even need a soundboard, man. Forget that. I ain't looking for a soundboard. We don't need one. Yeah, we make our own sounds. There you go.
Oh man, I feel better.
it
That,
was it was
that's
like
what.
that one time. I was like at one time, bro. It's like you were the last podcast that we did. And I'm like, now I look, I went back and I'm like, I missed all these innuendos. I was like, man, Trigger was actually funny. I was laughing my ass off, bro. I was like, I can't believe I missed that crap. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, he has
I got those
jokes in
all
it.
the
I was
time.
like, nice. Yeah.
That happens with me every day. It doesn't matter what it is. I could be sitting in front of the safety guy at work having a safety brief, and yeah,
That's
constantly
funny.
dropping them.
Oh
The
yeah.
innuendos, not the farts.
Oh.
Oh,
And I was
drink
actually
bone broth. They said.
bone broth, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know what
I'm
it was
doing it.
until you just told me that backstage. It's
Mhm.
weird.
Yep.
Explain that to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you make it yourself, and you can throw some spices in it to give it a little bit of flavor. Otherwise, it doesn't have a very good flavor. But throw some spices in it, and it helps.
All right. Cool beans. All right. So what's the okay, so yeah, okay. So now we're gonna go to Agenda 47, guys. Agenda 47, what we all have been waiting for. And I don't know if you guys know this, but a couple weeks ago there were videos of Trump saying his what he was saying that he's saying, but now they changed it, and I'll show you, ladies and gentlemen. This changed this because this is the videos were before he announced his his vice president. So which we all know who's is JD Vance now, and they changed the website completely. They were all videos, and then all of a sudden, damn! I'm like, today I just realized when I clicked on it again because I was trying to get the show set up. Bam, there you go.
And I'm okay with that because you get more information from reading instead of watching a video.
True. Yeah. True. Yeah. True. Yeah.
And
I can agree with that.
everything he's got listed here, everything he's got
Mhm.
listed here is everything that he talks about in every rally and every commercial that he out.
Mm-hmm.
Close the border, carry out the largest deportation, end inflation, make America the dominant energy producer. He's talking about this on stage.
Yeah.
There's nothing secret. There's nothing nefarious. There's nothing going on behind the scenes. His agenda is, and this is actually the MAGA agenda.
Mhm.
They're going to call it Agenda 47
Yeah.
because MAGA has gotten to, which we're still going to use MAGA. We're not afraid to use MAGA. But MAGA has been twisted so much by the left that now we have to call it Agenda 47, which I'm okay with, but it lays out
Yeah.
everything that he okay, so large tax cuts for workers, not businesses, for the workers, which means that I could go from 26%, 27%, whatever I'm paying right now, I'd have to do the math on it, back down to 19% as it was when he was president. I had a lot of money in the bank. I had a savings going on, and I loved it. I can't wait to get back to that. And no taxes for tips. I even made a video appealing to the exotic dancers.
Mhm.
That they could that they wouldn't have to pay taxes anymore. And of course, bartenders and waitresses and anybody who
Right.
works for tips, they wouldn't have to claim that anymore. Take your money home. Let's do it. Let's
Right.
go. If you're getting an hourly wage, which they have to per the laws of every state, pay the
Mhm.
taxes on that. Call it a day.
Right. Yeah. And yeah. Exactly. See, this is the thing that they have against Agenda 47 that they're trying to whatever, because it says defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. I will say there's one thing that Joe Biden said that I agreed with him. The Second Amendment is not absolute. I can't walk around brandishing a firearm. Okay, I
Right.
get that. Okay.
Yep.
I'm not going to go around just hurting people with my firearms. It's not what they're there
Mhm.
for. Okay. My
Right.
firearms are for sporting, hunting, and protecting myself against the government. I'm not worried about my neighbor down the street. I'll just punch him in the face and call it a day. But it's it's
Yeah.
a lot of people think that the Second Amendment has everything to do with hunting. It doesn't. It absolutely does not. It's just like the First Amendment. They think that they'll twist it so much. I can't threaten
Yeah.
people. I can't walk into a crowded room and yell fire because that creates chaos. That can get people hurt.
Right.
That there are some amendments in there that are absolute. The Fourth Amendment is absolute. You cannot search my home, my car, or myself unless you have a warrant or I give you permission.
Mhm.
Most of the time, I've got nothing to hide, but I'm still going to require them to go get a warrant to search anything that belongs to me.
Right.
There's different state laws, but there are amendments that are absolute, and there's other amendments that are not absolute.
Yeah.
But
And
I think Trump will make them absolute,
yeah.
absolutely
Per,
untouchable.
see, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country. all made in America.
Yep. I've heard him say it at his campaign rallies.
Thank you. Yep.
I've heard him say it. And
Yep.
okay, so think back to 2016 when he said he was going to negotiate a better deal. And Obama's out there on stage. He's talking to this small crowd. He's like, well, how exactly are you going to negotiate a better deal? And he did it. He negotiated a better deal. He got us out of NAFTA. And he created that other trade policy. Okay. He got us out of that. He negotiated a better deal.
Is it the Mexico and Mexico Canada
the Mexico
trade?
and Canada? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mexico America Canada trade?
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. He negotiated a better deal. He put tariffs on China. He put tariffs on anybody importing anything into this country because they were getting away with so much. He negotiated a better deal. And now here they're asking, well, how are you going to stop this war? It's none of your business how I'm going to stop this war. I'm going to stop this war. Guarantee you, he stops the wars. Both of them.
Yeah.
He will end the war between Ukraine and Russia. He will end the war between Hamas and Israel. And he will, I guarantee, I can already feel it. It will end.
Yeah. So I have a question to ask that it's not a question. You know what? It's one of these thoughts that I had, which just came up last week. If we're talking about climate change, guys, and you guys are left, whatever, progressive, social, or whatever, are so interested on climate change, then why in the hell are we talking about nuclear war?
Mm-hmm.
There's another reason. There's to me, it's like it's kind of productive. We're talking about climate change, but here we got Russia or whatever. We're on the brink of nuclear war, but you guys want to sit there and talk about climate change still? This is how I know this is shit's the hose, bro. Like, come on.
That'll be instant climate change in one day. It'll get extremely hot, and then it'll get extremely cold. And we don't want that.
That's nature.
100%.
Oh my god, Mike, dude, it's just the gymnastics. It's really starting to like. I really got to take a freaking ibuprofen. I'm really I get irritated by this stuff because it's like. Yeah. Like I said, I probably have a small IQ, and I'm devaluing myself, but whatever, whatever. But these people are making it seem like I'm a fucking genius. Like, I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Yep. Give me a freaking break, man. I'm like, damn. It's like they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, you can't be that stupid, bro. Come on.
Nope.
And look keep the US dollar. Keep the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. It says dollars. It doesn't say no digital shit. It says dollars.
Everybody wants the US dollar. Have you ever received excuse me, like on Facebook or Instagram or any of the social medias, a friend request from somebody and they say that they're a patriot and they got Trump this and Trump that, and you're like, all right, I'll let you in. And then they immediately start messaging you about these different diversifications of currency. And you're like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm looking into gold. I'm looking into silver. No, that's not what you want. I'm not going to buy Bitcoin. I'm not going to get a digital currency because eventually it will be centralized. Bitcoin, Dogecoin, I don't care what it is. I'm not going to buy into Bitcoin because it eventually will get centralized and I don't want that happening. And they tell me, no, there's this, and they start talking about it and I immediately just want to throw my phone out the window. They're talking about like an EFT or something else. I'll have to take a screenshot if I still have it. I may have deleted the message, but this lady goes, are you interested in making extra money?
Mm-hmm.
I don't answer. It's like, if you're interested, let me know. I don't answer. Like, whatever, cool, And then she just throws this sales pitch at me. Give me $500 and I'll turn it into $5,000 in an hour. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna here's $500 because I'm that dumb, right? There's an actual scam going on when it comes to the currency, and people are pushing this ridiculous EFT or whatever. I'm gonna have to look deeper into it. But when you ignore these people, that account ends up being deleted and it no longer exists. They didn't block you. They didn't say, you can't access this person anymore. It is completely gone. It's deleted. It's been taken down. So I want people to be cognizant of that. There are scammers out there that want to take your money. And they'll tell you, like, you can start with as little as $20. If they take $20 from 100 people, it's $2,000 they made in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Cash money, tax free. They can do whatever they want because somebody was gullible enough to believe them. So don't fall for that. Anything that has to do with digital currency, do not buy into it. If you want to diversify with gold and silver, go ahead, do it. I think it's a waste of money because you bought gold and silver off of the greenback, the US dollar. So when the US dollar is devalued, so is that gold and that silver. I don't see any other way how it cannot be. And we're not living in the 1700s or 1600s or even further beyond that. You can't take a piece of gold or a bunch of gold that you mined out of the mountain and melt it down into a Midori bar and go, I'm going to buy everything with this. Here you go. Weigh it out. Tell me what this is worth to you. I can buy that plot of land. All right. It doesn't work that way anymore. So I tell people, you want to diversify with gold and silver? Go ahead. Do not diversify with digital currency. I don't care what it is. Stay away from it.
I believe, this is my opinion, that digital currency is it's leading to the mark of the beast. And I believe,
Absolutely.
I said this to my current wife. I'm like, you will not catch me getting that chip when they were talking about it. And I believe the mid to late 90s, early 2000s, they were ramping up the chip.
Yep.
And I'm like, I believe the chip is the mark of the beast. You can't tell me different, but whatever. I mean, that's just my theory, and that's my, I don't know. So
absolutely, I agree 100%.
It's weird because I went to one of these I stayed at one of these resorts, and it just something like put my eye on something. Something told me to look at something, and now I don't know. Uh, some of these hotels, they have these key fobs, you know what I'm saying, that or whatever, these keys that you just, it's like a wand, you know what I mean, you just brush up against your key fob, just touch a door, it's a touchless whatever. And I saw this one woman, she had put her palm on the door. And I'm like, what the like, it just opened the door, it opened the door. I'm like, holy shit, she used her freaking palm. Okay. I'm like, that's
knob
weird.
Is that knob tied into the house's electrical system, or is there a separate battery for it? So when that battery dies, you locked out of your house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically. Yeah,
it's like Tesla. That I've seen Tesla owners bitch and complain when the battery is completely dead and there's no recharging it. It has lived out its lifespan, and they can't get into their car. They're locked out of their car. So they're trying to get a hold of Tesla and say, hey, I've got an issue with my car. And they're saying, well, you're going to have to get into it and get all this information. I can't get into it. The battery is toast. So basically, they're pretty much SOL. Got to stay away from the electrical stuff. Yeah, there's nothing cool about a Tesla. Okay, they're butt ugly. That they literally look like an ice machine on wheels. The trucks do, and it's a terrible looking car anyway. But it's not reliable. And when that battery goes kaput, it's another $40,000. That's another car. Let's stay away from the electrical stuff. It's great in theory, but in application, it's no good. Let's
No,
just stay away from that. Let's stick with what works.
exactly. Cash, money is like Tulsa King, that Sylvester Stallone. I don't know if you've seen that show
I
yet.
have.
He's, he says
Yep.
cash is king. That's right, brother.
Cash is king. I'm ready for season 2 to come out. That was a good show. I enjoyed it.
Hell
And
yeah.
I don't watch TV. Like I said, it's
Uh-huh.
TV is not my thing. But I will watch Tulsa King and I'll enjoy the hell out of it.
Oh hell yeah. And and also it says fight and protect. He said it here. It's Agenda 47, guys. He's gonna fight and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. I I think he should reduce it to retirement age, but that's just me. I also think the president should make the Super Bowl a holiday.
Well, I agree.
That's
I agree. But the following Monday anyway. That's
yeah,
the following
exactly.
Monday should be a national
you.
holiday. Yeah,
That's
definitely.
right.
But or at least a floating holiday, and we can take that day off if we
Thank you.
want to paid.
Yep.
But you can retire anytime you want to. Okay. The only thing that they would have to change is Social Security. You cannot collect full Social Security until you're 67 and a half years old. So it and even still, you still get you're still getting a full amount of benefits.
Mhm.
Sometimes it drops, sometimes it goes up, but those you're putting into Social Security. You're putting money into it. Okay.
Mhm.
They don't add anything to it, but you're putting that money into it. You constantly hear people saying that the government is taking it. My dad has been retired for a couple of years now, and he's like, I actually get a lot of money. And I was like, well, you put a lot of money into it. He goes, not as much as you would think. I was like, Dad, you put 45 years into life, or however long you've been working. It's gonna build up,
Yeah.
so I don't know how much was put into it, but like I was telling my ex-wife this the other day. I was like, I looked at the balance of the child support that I had paid in the last 14 years, and it's over $100,000. I was like,
Wow.
if we were still married, would we have put that much money away towards our retirement? And in 14 years, we've got over $100,000. So now, we were married. I was 25 years old.
Mhm.
I retire at the age of 65. Okay. 14 plus 25, 39. Actually, I wasn't, no. I take that back. I wasn't 25 when I got divorced. I was actually 29 or 30 when I got divorced. But you just keep putting that money in.
Yeah.
So by the time retirement age comes around, we're 65 years old. She'd have been 59. We can retire. I probably got $800,000 put away. And if it's an interest-bearing savings account, it's
Mhm.
definitely up over $1 million.
Wow.
So if anybody is making the right decisions and they're not getting hammered by the courts and they're not going, hey, you know what? I've got all this extra money. Let's go to Aruba or Bora Bora. Anybody, you can retire at any age. You can, if you do the smart things. So a lot of people have been able to retire
Yeah.
at a young age and still
Yeah.
have a good pension in life, and they did all the right things at a young age. So,
Mhm.
but the only thing the government can change is when you can collect full benefits out of Social Security. So,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe drop it down to 60 years old. Like, hey, look, you know what? I've got a decent 401k. I've got a decent Roth IRA. I've got decent this. I've got decent that. And I've got
Mhm.
Social Security. I'm 60 years old. I'd like to retire now and enjoy the rest of my life. I'm up there in age, but I'm still young enough to go do stuff and enjoy life. And depending
See,
on
and
how you took care of your body,
right.
you can do a lot of active things.
See, but that's the thing though too. It's like I want to retire young enough to where it's just bro, I want to enjoy it, man. You hear these people like they
Yeah,
retired like within the next year or within 6 months they're dead. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's just
yeah.
it's crazy.
Well, look at it this way. And any kid that I come across that I talk to, and they're talking about they want to join the military, including my son. My oldest son, he is in his 6th year in the Navy. And I told him, put in 20 to 30 years in the Navy and retire. You'll have full pension. You'll have full benefits. You won't have to worry about anything. And you'll have a pretty nice retirement. When you retire after 20 years, you'll be 39 when you get out. And he was like, yeah, that's not bad. And when he went in, I was 37 years old. I was like, dude, I'll be 39 in 2 years. And he was like, you're still in really good shape. I was like, yeah, for now. Eventually it's going to start breaking down. But
yeah,
I'm young enough that I can go do stuff and have fun and have a good time. And my body isn't going to give out on me. I can go whitewater rafting. I can go surfing. I can do things with my time. I was like, if you retire at the age of 39, 40 years old, think of the things that you get to do because you have the freedom to do it.
Yep. There you go.
It's all about the choices you make as a young man or a young woman. You have
Yeah.
to make the right choices. But I do agree that the government should lower the you getting your full benefits at the age of 60.
Yes.
And it's up to you whether or not you keep working until you're 65, 67 years old, but you should have access to the money that you put in to Social Security at whatever age you want. 60, 55, let's go, because if that's the case, I've only got 13 years of working left to do, so let's go. 55, I'm retiring at 55.
Oh, well, that's good because I mean, my deal is to retire at 62, but then my a coworker, he's like, you got to retire at 60, 67, right, or 65, 67.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, 67.
dude, now I have another 20 years because every day I wake up, it's another 20 years. And,
Yep, that's it.
I was like, and then when I heard Nikki Haley when she was doing her campaigns, I'm like, oh shit. Dude, I'm like, man, I'm done. I told
we're
my
not
wife,
doing this.
No, I'm working at public. I'm being a bagger, bro. I don't care.
I will.
Like, dude.
I will get myself fired at the age of 65 and collect unemployment until I'm able to collect retirement.
Facts. There you go. There you go. Facts.
Like, I'm retiring when I want. Fire me.
Oh, shit. That's funny, bro. That's funny.
I won't do anything that's going to cause me not to get the unemployment. I'm not going to sexually harass anybody. I'm not going to, show up drunk or anything like that. I'm just one day not show up to work, like, oh, I'm sorry I slept in. I'm sorry I'm 8 hours late.
Yeah. And real quick, guys, because we're gonna tie it up here. Cut federal funding for any school pushing CR critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. Keep men out of
agree with
sports. Yeah, I agree with it. Damn right.
Hate and division is taught. It is taught that you're black, I'm white. Even though that's not the case. That is taught.
Right.
That is that.
No, hold on. Not unless you're Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I'm black. I'm down here in the South, and what? Come on. I just put out a video that says, "Oh yeah, I'm half Indian. Half of my family looks just like you, Mindy." God, what a sick, disgusting video that was.
Exactly. That was talking about cringe. You guys, if you think our podcast is cringe, that video, that's just cringe. That's cringe. I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
She reminds me of Kelly Bundy, but Indian. Even Kelly Bundy had her smart moments. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude.
Kelly Bundy turned me on, though. Or are you talking about Peggy?
No, not Peggy.
Okay,
Kelly Bundy.
Kelly. Oh yeah,
Christina Applegate, guys.
Yes.
Married with Children. That's the show we're talking about.
Oh yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, She was
There was
hot.
a lot of
Yeah.
very tight dresses. You could see
Yeah.
right through.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good way to
Anyway,
start
so
puberty.
yeah, good times, good times. Yeah, but I mean, see, that's the thing though. If you look Cap website, oh, they're like, oh, and then they have it too. The MAGA Republicans, but and I'm like, this is all divisive, bro. Like, there's like no, like seriously, go to their website, guys. It's Cap 20 or whatever it is. It's Cap 20. And actually, real quick, it says it here, and then you actually go to their website, and it's just like it's all divisive talk, man. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like definitely the progressive playbook here,
Keep
definitely.
protecting children from extreme heat. Yeah, get them. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Get them into a snow-covered state. They'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but okay, and yeah, I'm trying to make this real quick, man. So give me a second.
Yeah.
Please, here we go. Um, keep women keep men out of women's sports. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
deport,
Makes sense.
deport. Yeah, deport pro Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. Yeah, secure our
That
elections.
that
What's up?
that might be kind of fun. Deporting pro-Hamas radicals out of our colleges. Are we just
Yeah,
removing them from the colleges, or kicking them out of the country and sending them to Gaza?
yeah,
Because that could be
or
fun.
yeah, or how would you like see that's the thing. How would you be like constitutional, but also I don't know. I have to think about it before I say it because it may come out stupid. But that I was just like, how would you do that though? You know what I mean?
You could
Because
almost
you
write
have
it up as treason. You'd have to write it up as
okay,
treason, but they
all right,
didn't really do anything that endangered the country and national security. But they're not being loyal to the country that gives them the freedoms to do that. Um,
okay,
I
yeah,
don't.
no, yeah,
That's kind of a slippery slope,
right,
especially me studying the Constitution as I do, because
uh-huh,
that goes back to the First Amendment. The First Amendment is not absolute.
uh-huh,
Okay, cool. You want to agree with Hamas? Do it. You don't get to riot and protest in the name of a terrorist organization because for some reason you believe that the Jewish people are bad.
mm-hmm,
You
yeah,
don't get to do that. There are people who are going to school. They're trying to get an education so that they can have a future, so that they
yeah,
can provide for a family that they may have one day, so that they can have the luxuries of life that they dream about. You're hindering that. You're ruining that. And we're just going to kick you out of the country. We're going to send you to Gaza, and you can go and give all your support in Gaza. You're probably not going to live very long, but have at it.
exactly, yeah, exactly, yeah, and there's actually a video I saw on YouTube that they had a professor from I think I don't I he was somewhere from the Middle East, but he was preaching this anti-American shit. I'm like, how in the hell is this going? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
why are these why is these schools supporting these colleges supporting this crap? And
yeah, yeah.
this is but
The
it says
Marxist playbook.
it is. It's funny how they will say Agenda 47, but yet they get rid of CRT and blah. So they're basically saying all in a nutshell. Let's tie this all in that we're getting rid of DEI, we're getting
Mhm,
rid of the CRT crap that's going
mhm,
on, which is I would think it's whatever. Getting rid of the CRT crap, getting rid of all this progressive nonsense,
mhm.
closing our border and all that and and all that stuff. I forgot what the hell I was doing going with this shit. Damn it. Dude, it was anyway, so yeah, but basically they rather follow a Marxist communist playbook, but yet Donald once again going back to 2016, in 2020. Orange
Mhm.
man bad. Orange man bad.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it.
100%.
Yeah. And it's the last one is unite our country by bringing it to new and record levels of success. Why?
Absolutely.
Who? Come on, guys. Like seriously. Ah,
It,
yep.
none of that sounds terrible.
No, it
That should
doesn't.
be a list that unites all the people. That right there.
Exactly.
And my ex-wife, her dad, she believes her dad was part of the Sinaloa cartel. She's not 100% sure because she wasn't raised by him. But she didn't speak English until she was 10 years old. And she even says, close the border. I have friends here in town who were against Donald Trump. They were all about immigration. And then they see what it's doing. And they're like, yeah, we need to close the border. This is not good. It's no good for us because there are criminals coming over. There might be good people coming over that they just want a better life, but there's a lot of criminals that are outnumbering those good people, and we've seen proof of it. We need to close the border. Um, you know, a door doesn't mean you're not allowed to come in my house. It means come up, knock, and ask to come in. And if you do that, I'll invite you in.
Yeah.
Just do it the right way. That's all you got to do.
Hmm.
You break into my house, it's going to end badly for you.
You know what? I did a live on TikTok and somebody had the nerve to say that's an alarmist analogy that you're using, sir. And I'm like, oh, really? No. Okay, well then go ahead and leave your freaking house open and door wide open. Just
Yeah.
leave it wide open and see who comes in and out. And you then you know what I'm saying? Then you can say, oh, I'm an alarmist. Like, come on, give me a break.
And
Frick out of
willing
here
to
with
bet
that
that
crap.
person probably walked around going, you need to wear a mask because you could be asymptomatic, passing around COVID and getting people sick and possibly killing my grandmother.
Exactly.
It sounds like an alarmist.
Yeah. But meanwhile, speaking of that, yeah. Anyway, so all right, guys. Seriously, it's like don't buy into this. Like, ladies and gentlemen, don't buy into this nonsense, man. This is just. I mean, Trump has been. If you guys want to say, okay, yes, he it's a think tank. It's everybody our government has a think tank. They're nonpartisan. Anybody can pick their brains and whatever the case is as far as policies go. They can pick their brain. It doesn't matter. It's the fact of the matter is that the media and this administration is lying to you, and they're trying to fear bait you again.
Mhm.
Because if Trump basically could say, "Listen, look at my record. My record speaks for myself. For myself. That's it. Mic drop. Bam. I'm gone." He doesn't have to
Yeah.
hold these rallies. I'll be repeating the same shit. I'll be on autoplay. My
Yeah.
record speaks for myself. Seriously.
He basically said the same thing when they questioned him about debating Kamala Harris. He's like, my record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a record. The
No.
polls, I'm leading in all of the polls. She's losing in the polls. Why should we actually debate? I would love to see them debate. Okay.
Oh,
But getting on to what you were saying, adding on to what you were saying
yeah.
is these think tanks, politicians, and the media, they spend their
Yeah.
entire day writing out what they're going to say to the people.
Yeah.
The people are at work. We don't have time to sit there and comb through thousands and thousands of pages of information and look at videos and look at this and look at that. So, a lot of the times, a lot of people rely on news sources, politicians, and think tanks like this to give them the information they believe they need.
Yeah.
We need to break that cycle. We need to break that mentality and
Yeah.
make it
And
better
and
and encourage people to
yeah.
read.
And Trump has been preaching and on his speeches and whatever in the media that he does and also on whatever, it's constitution. He's
Hmm.
basing his all this stuff on the constitution.
Hmm.
I mean, come on, guys. It's just that
A-
simple.
And that's why people believe that he's a criminal, because he's doing everything opposite of what every politician has done in the last 50 years. He's going with the Constitution. He's following the law. But so many
Yep.
people have never seen that happen, so they believe he's breaking the law.
That's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. It's
That is
probably the
freaking odd.
weirdest thing you could ever see.
Wow. So,
It's kind of frightening.
all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end that there. Give us a like, follow, share, subscribe. We're gonna have a happy endings real quick. Just letting you guys know that it's a little vulgar, but you know what? It's what to expect on this podcast. Yeah, and you know what? To be honest with you, the reason why I put that warning up is because of freaking YouTube. Because when I did that the reporting on the breaking news for the failed assassination attempt on Trump,
Mhm.
I of an article of his ear, and they striked it and put a restriction on it, saying I was sharing, just streaming off of the media. That's it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna put an age restriction. I already restrict it. I always restrict my videos in the stream to adults only.
Yeah,
Granted,
18 and up.
yeah, exactly. Kids
Yeah.
can do whatever.
Mhm.
That's their parents, not me. You know what I'm saying? But I restrict myself already. So what the frick, man?
Yep. My my settings are 18 and up. You cannot be
Yeah.
under the age of 18 and view any of the things that I put out there. You
Correct.
cannot. It's not
Same.
allowed. And that's for my safety. And
Yes.
I don't want to say something that's going to influence somebody's kid. I don't want to
Exactly.
influence your kid. Even though you and I
Right.
are on the same page about something, I am not going to influence your child to do anything. That's your job. And so, and plus, I don't want random kids watching my stuff, because that's pedophile stuff. Let's be real about it.
Yeah.
That's pedophile
No.
stuff, and I'm not down with that.
No.
So yeah,
Yeah. So yeah. I already but it's weird that they would put a strike on give me a restriction on that when I already restrict myself. But anyway, whatever.
Well, you heard what Facebook is doing with that photo, right?
I heard about that. I was like, what? They haven't.
They're claiming it's doctored. Hey, wait a minute! I watched it live.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it live. I was at the lake when it happened, but I saw videos of it. It was a live video, and it was the whole thing. When he got up, there was blood running down his face. There's nothing doctored about this. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's not a doctored video, so you guys can fact check all you want to, but your factors are wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, they ended up taking that back, to be honest. And I was like, what? I was like, yeah, I was like, man,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So anyway, let's go with happy endings, guys, and we're going to end it there. Yeah, give me a second. Oh, here we go again, Josh. One of these days, we're gonna have our own production, bro.
That'll work.
Yes, sir. It will. So here we go.
That's hard, bro. Well, the nigga that's Trump, he got shot, dog. They shot him. This nigga done been shot. This nigga done went to jail. He done scammed people. And this nigga my uncle. Who the fuck? Who the hell? He's black. He's officially black now, bro. This is beautiful. They shot him. He was like, yeah, I'm having a fire. He was fine. He was doing like this and walked out with an American flag on him. Like this. Like, real nigga, fuck nigga, I'm out of here. That's hard, bro. I wasn't even finna vote. I'm voting now, dog. He got it. He won. I wasn't even finna vote. I had no skin in the game. I like, that nigga got shot. He won. Fuck the bullshit. He had real eyes. What the fuck? Joe Biden's biggest op is the stairs. That's it. He had real ops. Somebody really listen. That's how you know he a real nigga, bro. Joe Biden has been trying to kill himself his whole presidency. So nobody had to kill this nigga. Nobody had to try to kill it. Trump been ready to go his whole time. And like, we got to fucking off his ass. And missed. And just skipped his ear and missed. That's crazy, bro. Hey, Mexican nigga, you fuck with Trump? Yeah? Hell yeah, that was good. Huh? You say amen? He not God, nigga. What the fuck? That was crazy.
Oh man, that's one of my favorite ones right now. That definitely is.
Yeah. You leave your socials, Trigger? When I'm put in plug.
Well, you can find me on the old Chinese app TikTok, forever the Trigger. I'm back on X. Got that one. Triggered you in 22.
Oh, it's nice.
I'm out there just ripping people apart. Oh man, I got David Hogg on a good one the other day. He said that that Pete Buttigieg had held a Zoom call with hundreds of thousands of people, but if you scroll in to where it says how many people are in attendance, it said 35.
Oh, really?
So, it was great. So you can find me on X. You can find me on Instagram at the Walking Trigger Warning, and YouTube. I don't even mess with YouTube right now. It's a mess.
Yeah,
but those are the places you can find me.
And on the lookout, be on the lookout, X, because we gonna be coming soon. I'm thinking about it. I'm really considering
Spaces.
Yeah, I'm really considering we're gonna put this podcast on on X.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because I'm not putting this on TikTok. I mean,
no.
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. I don't know. I'm just streaming off there because I'm just doing it just to do it, because to be honest, it's they have more of a reach right now. Their algorithm is it's the Rumble's algorithm is it's not really.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. You got to have big tits or a big wallet.
Hold on. Big lip.
Leanne. I love Leanne to death. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Leanne to death. She's one of my people I've been riding with since 2021. Yeah, she's cool people, but I mean, let's face it, she's hot and she's got a big rack, so that's why she's succeeding. But she's an intelligent woman, so I'll give her that.
Tune in next time, folks. Tune in next time because in a couple of weeks, because we're gonna be talking about your favorite girl, VP Harris. Oh yeah. You thought my laugh was bad?
Oh yeah.
Shit, man. I was like, dude, I can't laugh. I can't laugh anymore because of her, man. Because people are like, dude, what's wrong with this dude, bro? But anyway, I'm working on getting some extra. I'm working on getting some extra guests. We're working on getting some extra guests. So yeah, tune in. It's gonna be exciting. So,
I like it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Trick, you wanna salute us out, Trick?
Thanks for stopping by.
All right. Yes, sir.